Now, the design of a Pokemon can indicate a lot of things, particularly if you like how a Pokemon looks or not. Now, despite there being a lot of great designs out there are also just some bad ones, some lazy ones, and then there are just some ugly ones. Today, I'm gonna go over the ugliest Pokemon of each region. Now, for Generation 1, it's Jinx. Was it really that surprising? Now, I really want to know what was the inspiration behind this design. What is this supposed to be even? Nicki Minaj? Also, why does this Pokemon have a breastplate? Does this Pokemon canonically have breasts? And what's with the lips? Who in God's name would kiss this thing? Now, I think whoever designed this Pokemon knew it was problematic since its skin was originally black instead of purple. Now, this is just Mr. Popo's ex-wife. No wonder Jinx was blacklisted from the anime. It just looks bad. For Generation 2, there are actually a lot of great Pokemon designs in this generation, and a few bad ones, but if I had to choose one, it would be Granbull. Now, I already don't like Snubbull already, so why did they make an ugly Pokemon even more ugly? In fact, why are its teeth under its skin? It does not help that the dog Granbull is based on isn't the most appealing looking dog, but this is just unsettling to look at, especially those teeth. Now, I will say it looks less ugly than Jinx, but that isn't really saying much since literally everything looks better than Jinx. Now, Gen 3 has a lot of great Pokemon designs, but if I had to choose one ugly one, it's Volbeat. Okay, why does this thing exist? It looks like if a middle-aging bald man and a firefly did the fusion dance to make this thing. It looks like an unused extra from the Bugs Life movie. This thing literally looks bald, and I don't know why. Now, this Pokemon is often paired with Illumise, but at least Illumise isn't ugly. Plus, I like Illumise. Volbeat has almost no redeeming qualities. In fact, the only good thing about it I can say is its shiny form. Now that thing is very clean. So Generation 4 is a weird one. I know a lot of you were probably expecting a Pokemon like Purugly, but that's the thing. Look at the name, Purugly. This is supposed to be ugly, so I'll give it a pass. Plus, it doesn't even look that ugly to begin with. The ugliest Gen 4 Pokemon belongs to Probopass. Now this thing is just hideous. It even looks more ugly than I am. Now the mustache on the bottom is just extremely unsettling. I know it's not hair, but they could have at least made it look better. Plus, why the big ass nose? Very big noses are very unappealing to look at in my opinion. Now, despite all the shit I'm saying to it, I actually don't hate this Pokemon. This Pokemon reminds me of Mario with the blue and red, and the mustache. Plus, I think it's funny that it reminds me of one of those disguise glasses. It's ugly, but it's funny. But before we move on with the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I have a playlist with a bunch of Pokemon commentary videos. So after this video, make sure to check out my other videos if you're interested. Now for Generation 5, I know people were expecting Garbodor, but no, Garbodor has been slandered enough as it is. Garbodor is a beautiful Pokemon. The actual ugliest Pokemon of Gen 5 is Palpitoad. Why doesn't he have any arms? Instead, he just has those things on his body. Also, it just looks goofy in a bad way. I can't say much about this because Gen 5 designs are either very good or very questionable. For Generation 6, we have Quilladin. Why does this Pokemon exist? They took every great thing about Chespin and ripped it away. I assume they didn't know how to make Chespin turn into Chestnut, so we're kind of just left with this abomination. In fact, this Pokemon alone is why I'm not a fan of the Chestnut line. This Pokemon looks so bad. In fact, people tried giving it a redesign and it looks far better, but it's still kind of ugly. Also, the change from this to Chestnut doesn't make any sense. They just made it fat so people wouldn't question Chestnut's bulk up. But that's not how you try to bulk up a Pokemon. There are tons of examples of other middle stage starter Pokemon having a good middle ground from their first and final forms, and Quilladin just fumbles it all. For Generation 7, we have Crabominable, a Pokemon that's arguably more ugly than Jinx, though this Pokemon just speaks for itself. Ugly face, ugly teeth, ugly hair, ugly body, ugly hands, ugly everything. This Pokemon can probably make someone vomit by just looking at it. In fact, why did they make this Pokemon the Yeti Pokemon? There could have been a better Yeti Pokemon, but we're just stuck with this, unfortunately. For Generation 8, we have Enamorus. Now, the existence of this Pokemon is just weird lore-wise. There is a secret forces of nature Pokemon, but we just don't see it in modern days. It's the same reason why I question Regieleki and Regidrago's existence, but I digress. This Pokemon is just very ugly. Now, the other forces of nature look weird, but they look cool at least. Enamorus just has weird proportions, and they probably had to make it more feminine, but they couldn't because Pokemon is an E-rated game, but I can at least appreciate the difference in design compared to the other three, and the fact that it's a female. I can't appreciate its Therian form, unfortunately. This takes every good thing about Enamorus and removes it, and every bad thing about Enamorus and makes it even worse. The Therian form is supposed to improve upon the original design. The Therian form just makes it look worse. And for a Pokemon that's supposed to be a turtle, it's disappointing because how do you fuck up a turtle Pokemon? Actually, I forget that Turtonator exists, so thanks I guess. Anyways, this Pokemon sucks. Moving on. And finally, for Generation 9, if you're a longtime fan of my channel, you will know this one, but if you don't, I'll tell you. It's Quaquaval. This Pokemon is hideous! Oh my goodness. Ugh. In fact, when I first played through Scarlet and Violet, I picked Quaxly, and when I found out about its evolutions, I instantly boxed it. This Pokemon had so much potential of it being a flamenco dancer and a peacock Pokemon. We've never had a peacock Pokemon up until this point, but we're stuck and cursed with this, whatever this is. Also, it's too flamboyant for my liking, and there's nothing wrong with a Pokemon being too flamboyant, but on Quaquaval specifically, it just rubs me the wrong way so much. And I will admit, this Pokemon is not as bad as I thought it was when I first saw it initially. But this Pokemon is just extremely ugly and a missed opportunity on how much it could have been better. Also, its shiny form is just really bland and really bad. It's just, get this away from me. I don't want to burn my eyes out. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what do you think is the ugliest Pokemon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.